We have all lost something. Keys, wallet, phone. But what happens when you lose something at work that doesn't even belong to you?
In 6 years, the state of Indiana reportedly lost more than $17 million of property, things paid for with your tax dollars. I-Team Stephanie Zepelin started asking questions and alerted state officials to this problem. Stephanie.
Yeah, Mike, Kylie, you pay taxes to keep the state running, to buy things that people need to do their jobs. Things like guns for the state police, office equipment for the Department of Administration, and cooking utensils used in correctional facilities. And thousands of those things you paid for, have been reported lost.
We've all got a boss.
Would they be mad?
They would be mad.
And if you lost company property,
Would you be in trouble?
I would be in trouble for losing a $3,000 laptop.
A work laptop. Hell, you ain't gonna be mad.
and what if we told you the state of Indiana listed almost 200 laptops as lost or stolen in 1 year, more than 500 in 6 years? I-Team asked to see a list of all lost and stolen state property. There were thousands of pieces of missing office equipment, like those laptops, along with more random things. A bed, a crash cart, and an exercise bike stolen from Logansport State Hospital. A tractor stolen from the Department of Natural Resources, and 2 pistols stolen from state police.
Thanks to you and Wish TV and the research that you've done, we've been able to take a deep dive into the whole process.
Indiana Auditor of State Tara Klutz gets this list every year. Thousands of items reported as missing or stolen. In 6 years, it totaled more than $17 million worth of goods.
But to a regular person, to the Hoosiers that you serve, $1 million of missing assets, that seems...
Well, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, no matter who you're asking.
I-Team reached out to more than a dozen agencies for the story behind strange and high-dollar items they lost. Agencies told us many items had been incorrectly classified as missing. A state employee even told us the list is kind of a mess. We also reached out to all 4 of the agencies with the highest dollar amount of missing items: Family and Social Services Administration, Transportation, Environmental Management, and the Department of Revenue. None of them wanted to talk with us.
I've not heard from any agency that has said, we don't mind if we're missing assets.
But instead of responsibility, we heard excuses. Some agencies blame the inaccurate data on the people they hired to gather it. Others blamed it on the data itself, but would not tell us what they're doing to make it more accurate. And that's not okay with the auditor.
All I can say is that it is a big deal when you're saying you're missing or there has been stolen that much from the state.
Economics professor D. Eric Shansberg is not surprised by all the missing and stolen items, but he says it's not okay.
What does it say to the taxpayers about the stewardship of the money that they pay to the state?
Well, that's not good. I think it is relatively small potatoes, but $1 million here, $1 million there, it adds up to real money. And it's money that at the end of the day, we would rather be spent on something else.
But things changed since we started looking into this. Some of the changes include the CFO of each agency must certify the data is accurate before sending it to the auditor. They also have to have a police report for things marked as stolen.
So again, thank you for your research.
But the question to Shansberg is, what amount of money lost should matter?
The answer to should is $1. I mean, if a public official steals $1 or someone brings home a few extra Sharpies for private use, that should bother us. The question that's more interesting to the economist is, okay, when will it matter?
And you mentioned, Stephanie, there that there are some agencies that lost a lot of goods.
Yeah, so FSSA, the Family and Social Services Administration, lost far and away the highest dollar amount of stuff. But we should remark that they're also one of the largest agencies in the state. So it doesn't mean they're losing the most stuff. It could also mean they're doing a better job reporting stuff than other agencies. So we have to keep all that in mind when we look at the data. But the changes we mentioned in the story weren't the only ones that came about as a result of this story and all of that. And a look at the data is online in this story on wishtv.com.
All right, good work, Stephanie. Thank you.